You're going to be flying through your pages. You will be able to draw a page and a panel in 30 minutes and have it done. I'm going to teach you guys my approach to drawing characters in comics. You have to get into character. You have to be able to put your mind into it, understand who you're drawing and what would that character do. The Hulk wouldn't act like Quicksilver. They're just two different characters. So you have to put your mind into that character before you actually start drawing. And then understanding your anatomy and understanding your primitives and all your gestural lines, and you put it all together, that will help you establish the character that you're about to draw on page. Sit down and you can practice. Just get a sheet of paper, just try scribbling and just try to get a sense of what would this character do? How are they going to pose their arms or their legs when they're moving, when they're jumping, when they're flying? It's not just pencil to paper, it's the whole essence of who you are you're putting into this. When I approach a character, I like to shoot for the human core first. The reason why I shoot for the human core is because that's the center mass of the object. That's the center mass of the character that you're drawing. It makes it a lot easier to lay out your characters, and you're going to be flying through your pages. You will be able to draw a page and a panel in 30 minutes. And have it done. That's how fast you can do it. You just have to be able to understand that. It's because this is the basics of where my head is at when I'm sitting here and I'm looking at a blank sheet of paper. I'm not looking at the character, I'm looking at the center mass. And then once I establish the center mass, then now I can pull the arms out. I can pull the head out. I can pull the legs out. The center mass is your primitive. Okay, so just establish this first, lay this down, and then you attach these quick gestural lines. This will help you establish the character in 3D space and where he's going to live on this exact page and the parameters of that page. Where is he sitting? How close he is to the panel? How much room does he have? Do you have left in the panel? All these things will come into place because the center mass is the largest part of the human body. It's the core. So the center mass for me is just basically the round shape. Now this is the chest, the upper part of the body. It's literally just from the rib cage up to the upper part of the shoulder. That's all it is. So the center mass here. The next thing I'm going to worry about is like the pelvic area, because the pelvic area, it's literally two joints that you're just moving around. So now I'm going to establish where I want the pelvic area. Now I have these two basic shapes. I chose to use quick gestural round shapes, but this is the stage right here when you're trying to establish who the character is. Then once I have these two, all I'm going to do is basically connect them. Now once they're connected, now I know these three parts here is my center mass. So you're going to have the chest area, the pelvic area, and then the abs. Okay, so now you have these three pieces. You can literally stay in this stage for a long time because this is where you're going to sit and you're going to play around with the character. So I'm going to break it down and then I'll show you, I'll play around with it later and I'll show you how you can take that and change it into any character you want to. Now from the center mass right here, the next thing I like to do is establish the center line going straight down the human body. This is where I'm going to come in and I'm going to start to create these cross sections now. Now this line here represent the connecting lines between your shoulders. From here, I'm going to go a little bit lower. Now I'm going to establish the rib cage. Now this is basically the lower half of the rib cage. Now what I'm drawing, they're not accurate. It's literally just a general area because you're still trying to capture the look and the feel of the character. After I establish the rib cage, I'm going to quickly try to establish the belt line. From that, now I have a better sense of where things are going to fall. So I'm literally building a roadmap as I'm drawing. From here, I'm just going to start to attach certain pieces to it. And from here, I'm going to create these socket areas for the arms. I'm going to come in and start to play around this shape and try to turn it more to like a chest looking shape. I'm also going to establish the neck area. This is the socket for the neck. Now you can start to play around with connecting. As you're connecting, another thing I like to do is try to establish the hips, because the human bone has, it has like this type of shape to it, something similar to this. Okay. So I'm going to try to establish this in here. So I'm going to try to pull these areas out. and then quickly lay out where I think the underwear line is. Now, I have a better sense of where this character is going to live and what am I building. Now, this is the human core. This is the core right here, okay? Now, this core, you can take that with you anywhere, any character, male, female, anything you're doing. When I'm drawing different characters, I'm thinking of the different body shapes and the costume and everything. In the beginning stages, the early beginning stages, the core, the center mass stays the same, but I'm just reapplying it towards the specific character that I'm trying to hit. All I'm doing is just changing the size of it. Sometimes I will change the chest a little bit bigger, or I can make it smaller, or I can make it taller. You can make it into different shapes. I'm not concerned about details. I'm not concerned about muscles. This is the easiest way to do is just forget about costume, forget about everything, and just think of the human shape, the basic human shape in a gestural form. When I'm thinking, I'm just thinking standard human form at this point. Now, if I want to push it a little bit more, let's say he's a shorter, stocky guy, you can change, it's the same core, but now you can reposition the head. And you're thinking volume now. Don't worry about details, just think in volume. Think the size of the character and the amount of space he's taking up in this specific region that you're trying to draw. Once I have the human core down, you can go ahead and play around with the rest of it. So now you know his legs will end up somewhere around here. His arms is going to be somewhere in this region. So now all I'm looking for is just the general region, general area where things are going to land, where things are going to fall. Once you establish it, then you can modify it and push it to tweak it to be closer to the character. Now let's say I want to do a long, skinny guy. I'm going to try and keep the same feeling with a general area here. Establish the pelvic area. Say he has a weird long head and his arms stop a little bit short, like somewhere around here. The core stays the same. This center core right here stays the same. Pelvic area. Okay, same thing over here. Chest, midsection, pelvic area, same thing. Say I'm doing a female shape, same thing. Okay, but this time I'm going to think of making the hips a little bit bigger. So you have a chest area, subdivide, sockets, neck, rib cage. And from here, I'm going more female type shapes. This is really rough. I'm not looking for anything detailed, anything specific. I'm looking at a general area. But that core stays the same, no matter the size of the character and no matter the position. Come check out the full course at proko.com/marvel, where we teach you penciling, inking, and coloring techniques that will help you bring your art and storytelling to a professional level. Coming up, we'll have more lessons on drawing characters, get into drawing environments, and even go into making comic covers. That's at proko.com/marvel.